Hey guys, what's up? Back with another video. This time we're going to do my WWE Night of Champions 2008 review. This was a suggestion from a good friend on Facebook, Dan. So, thanks Dan for the suggestion. Let's get this underway, shall we? We got WWE Night of Champions 2008 where every single championship is on the line. So let's get this to do, shall we? First off, we have the WWE Tag Team Championships on the line. This was basically the SmackDown Tag Team titles. We have The Miz and John Morrison taking on Hornswoggle and Finlay. Pretty fun opener. When I saw this on the card, I was like, wait, Hornswoggle and Finlay are challenging for the tag team titles, like on pay-per-view. Like, what the hell? Like, because I remember this pay-per-view, but I don't remember that match for some reason. Yeah, so that was a pretty good eye opener right there. Anyway. Yeah, so pretty fun stuff. That's not that. Yeah, pretty fun stuff. And yeah, John Morrison and Miz were being like the bullies to Hornswoggle, like slapping his head and making sure he couldn't get the tag to Finlay, and then eventually Finlay didn't make the tag, and then Finlay cleared house, and then he tagged Hornswoggle back in for the finish, and then Finlay got knocked off the apron, and that led to the finish where poor Hornswoggle got thrown off the top rope. I mean, that must have been like, jeez, I mean, I couldn't imagine how high that must have been for Hornswoggle, for poor little Hornswoggle. So yeah, John Morrison throws him off the turnbuckle, and John Morrison and Miz get the win. Those cheap little bastards got the win over poor little Hornswoggle. So yeah, that was pretty fucking cool. Yeah, it was the right result. But yeah, it was a fun opener. It was harmless fun. At the end of it, it was what it was, and I enjoyed it. Anyway, next match we had the United States Championship on the line. Is Vickie Guerrero's nephew, Chavo Guerrero. Vickie Guerrero is the general manager on SmackDown. She gave Chavo Guerrero a United States Championship opportunity against Matt Hardy, the United States Champion. Pretty decent matchup. I think this match has actually changed my mind on a few things on Chavo Guerrero. Because when I think I watched this in like 2016, and I thought this match was, obviously I wasn't paying attention because it's like, oh, Matt Hardy versus Chavo Guerrero, ugh, you know what I mean? But I watched this match like today, and like just minutes ago, about whenever the start of this pay-per-view, and I was like, holy crap, like this is actually pretty good. And, Chavo was doing some decent heel work, working the knee of Matt Hardy, and, and Bam Neely. Like, I forgot about Bam Neely. Like, how could you forget about that bold, big guy? Almost said something else there. You big, bold bastard. Anyway, yeah, so, Chavo Guerrero worked the knee, and, Matt Hardy was, Matt Hardy had to work from the bottom. And I love the finish of this match where Chavo goes for the three amigos, the three suplexes for like Eddie Guerrero. And on the third one, Matt Hardy counters it and grabs his head into a twist of fate and gets the pin. I love that as a good finish, a really good finish. As Bam Neely argues with a guy in the crowd, like funny stuff. Bam Neely was caught off guard and Matt Hardy gets the win. Pretty fun stuff. A really fun match. Another good match there from Chavo Guerrero. As I think Chavo might be starting to getting into that Sheamus category of being underrated in my book, because I think this is 3 matches now where I think the one with Rey Mysterio at the Great American Bash, and the one with Rey Mysterio at the No Way Out 2004, and now this one. This is pretty fucking cool. Anyhow, next match we have what was the match? Sorry, I had to read my notes. We had Kane defending the ECW Championship. This is a big boy match. We had Kane versus the Big Show versus Mark Henry for the ECW Championship. I was expecting this to fucking suck because it's 3 big giants get in there and wrestling, battling, you know what I mean? But it was actually kind of fun. I was actually kind of worried at first because of how about 2 or 3 minutes into the match, the Big Show threw Kane out the ring, and Kane kind of landed awkwardly on his kidneys on the apron. And I was like, oh, that looked painful. and the doctors had to come out, and Big Show and Mark Henry had to improvise wrestling while Kane was being looked at ringside. So kind of a scary moment right there, but Kane's a trooper. God almighty, I never thought I'd say that about fucking Kane, the big red monster. He's a trooper! He's a trooper, damn it! But yeah, Kane was a trooper, and he gutted it out, and he went in there, and the finish of this fucking match was insane. Like, the Big Show may hit a choke slam, and then he went to the top rope, and I'm thinking, Big Show, where the fuck are you going, you big giant? Like, you don't belong up there, And Kane made him pay. Kane made him pay by, he did a suplex off the top rope. Kane didn't go to the top rope. He basically just suplexed Big Show from the floor, and then as they landed, Mark Henry decided to come flying in out of nowhere. Jesus Christ, I had Rey Mysterio vibes from Mark Henry there. Sorry, guys. Mark Henry came out of nowhere, flying in out of nowhere with a big splash and pinned Kane. So Mark Henry steals the victory. Awesome stuff. I love the finish. And another solid matchup. Then we had that was the next match. We had Ted DiBiase and a mystery partner taking on the World Tag Team Champions, the Raw Tag Team Champions in Cody Rhodes and Hardcore Holly. But swerve, bro! Jesus Christ, that was cringy. We had Cody Rhodes turn heel and joined Ted DiBiase and beat up Hardcore Holly, DDT'd him, and then tagged in Ted DiBiase, and Ted DiBiase hit one move on, hit the $1 Million Dream, the $1 Million Sweep, the Dream Street on Hardcore Holly, getting the pin, and it was basically more of an angle more than an actual match. So, yeah, Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes win the Tag Team Championships here. So, can't really say much about this. It was an effective heel, it was effective angle to set up Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes to become the Tag Team Champions. So, pretty cool stuff. I liked it. And I think that might be the last time you saw Hardcore Holly. Then next, we had the next match. We had the Intercontinental Championship on the line. We had Y2J Chris Jericho taking on a mystery opponent, which ended up being the Jamaican sensation, Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston versus Chris Jericho. This match kind of suffered. This match kind of suffered because of the story that was being told, because this was not long after Chris Jericho's heel turn on Shawn Michaels, and throwing Shawn Michaels face first into the Jericho 5000, and injuring Shawn's eye, and then going, so this was, the crowd was kind of expecting Shawn Michaels to turn up, so they were kind of silent for most of this match. And, it wasn't, like, they did fine, they did a fine job, but, they were just waiting for Shawn Michaels, and then the Shawn Michaels came out at the finish and distracted Jericho, allowing Kofi to get the win. It was a good win for Kofi. I think Kofi deserved it. I think it was a nice win for Kofi Kingston, but also, the match got overshadowed by the Jericho-Shawn Michaels story. And, so Jericho could move. I think it was just a way to get the title off Jericho so that he could focus on the Shawn Michaels feud, which didn't need the Intercontinental Championship. No disrespect to that championship. I mean, WWE will show you disrespect to that championship. So, hey, Gunther's doing a good job with the IC title right now, so I'm not going to hate too much on the IC title. Him and Sheamus had a banger on Clash of the Castle. But we're not talking about Clash of the Castle, Nathan. We're talking about freaking Night of Champions. Anyhow, the next match on the card, we had Mickie James taking on Katie Lee Burchill. Unfortunately, this was kind of like a lot of, I hate to say this, but it was kind of like, here's the women on the card again. I think I said that with the Ring of Honor DVD, but it kind of felt like, here's the women's match. And as you can see on the front of the DVD, there's only one women's champion around this point, and there's only one women's match. And that was Katie Lee Burchill versus Mickie James. A prelude to what we got in TNA with Mickie James versus Winter. That storyline was much more bizarre than this one, even though this one could have been more bizarre if WWE didn't go PG, because they were going to do something with Katie Lee Burchill and her on-screen brother, Paul Burchill. I don't want to talk about that. That sounds. We'll keep that in the locked box, so to speak. Anyway, this was a fine match. Mickie sold the arm perfect, and but the crowd didn't seem to care. And unfortunately, they put on a fine match. It was a fine match, but the crowd didn't seem to care about the match. And Mickie James picks up the win, with the DDT. Pretty cool stuff. I liked it, but the crowd didn't seem to care, as I said. Stop repeating yourself, Nathan, you dumb shit. Sorry, guys. I'm talking to myself. Sorry. Anyhow, next match we had the World Heavyweight Championship match. We had Batista trying to take the championship from Edge, and of course he fails. Spoiler alert. This was a lot of drama in this match because Batista had been drafted the Monday before. He had been drafted to Monday Night Raw. So, and SmackDown, Edge was on SmackDown with the World Championship. So if Batista lost this match, quite possibly he may never get a title shot again at Edge because he's on Raw. So, interesting dynamic, and of course with the main event as well, where Triple H is the WWE champion, and he's on SmackDown. So basically, SmackDown had both belts going into this Night of Champions. So Edge. Anyway, we'll talk about that match in a minute. Edge and Batista. This match was alright. It was good. The crowd was really on fire for it. They really wanted to see Batista win, and that really added to the match. And I really thought it was pretty fucking cool. The Dallas crowd is on fire for almost the entire night, apart from the women's match. Sounds about right. And this match was pretty fucking cool. I liked it. And I didn't like the ending though, where Batista had the match won, and then Guerrero came out and lost La Familia with Chavo and Bam Neely and Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins all came out, and basically the referee got punched in the face, and then Vicky was like, "Hey, get me a new referee!" And then Chavo Guerrero came out to become the new ref. And then Batista threw Vicky Guerrero, which I can't believe is an amazing feat. He threw Vicky Guerrero over the top rope onto the La Familia, turns around, gets hit with the World Heavyweight Championship, and Chavo counts the pin. So Batista gets screwed. Unfortunately, it was a screw job. The finish kind of sucked, but knowing exactly where it was going the very next night on Raw with a certain CM Punk, with a certain Chicago-made Punk, with Mr. Money in the Bank, I don't think Dave Batista I don't think he has to be worried about the World Heavyweight Championship. So we'll get that to another time with that story. Anyway. I thought this match was pretty fucking cool. I didn't like the finish too much, but it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna deduct points from it because of that. Pretty cool stuff. And then we had the main event, which was John Cena versus Triple H for the WWE Championship. Triple H was the champion. John Cena was the challenger. Boy howdy. It was two big stars. The crowd was on fire. The crowd went nuts for every single move they did, and they fought their ass off and had a great match. That's all I can say about that. It was two babyfaces having a match, and they had a great match, phenomenal match, back and forth, counter after counter, and Triple H got the win. And at this point, in 2008 and beyond, like, John Cena being pinned clean in the middle of the ring didn't happen very often. Like, it was always like a multi-person interference or a screw job in some sorts. Like, that was the only way John Cena lost. So Triple H pinning him here, it was awesome. And it also set up a rematch later down the road because they were tied one apiece after this match because John Cena won at WrestleMania 22 and this was the rematch. So, if I'm not mistaken, this was the rematch they were supposed to do at WrestleMania 23, but Triple H tore his quad. Less say about that the better, right? The torn quad. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Awesome match. Awesome pay-per-view in general. And there you go, guys. I'm going to give this pay-per-view a 9 out of 10. I really thought it was that good. apart from like the women's match, which the crowd didn't seem into, but that was, none of the faults of the women. It was what it was. And, the finish to the Batista match, but as I said before, I'm not going to deduct points because I know what happened. I know what's happening. I know what happens the night after. So yeah, pretty fun stuff. I'm going to give this 9 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed the review, guys. And I'll see you next time.